Right, this goes out to my NBA 2K GMs, my fantasy league GMs. I'm messing with you guys. I made this video to say that the summer league is not an indicator of who the players will be in the future. For example, I looked back and looked at some of the summer league MVPs. It was Jonas Valanciunas. I don't know what team he plays on. Maybe you guys can help me with that. It was Josh Selby and Damian Lillard, and I believe Glenn Rice. So out of the four, Damian Lillard was like the sure thing that really came out of the little summer league to prove himself as like the real deal. Josh Selby's like playing in Israel, and I believe Josh Selby's playing in Israel, and the other dude's playing for the Hawks in the summer league right now, Glenn Rice Jr. But it's not a clear indicator of like you could ball out in the summer league and just be basic. I mean, just look at the D-League MVPs if you think I'm lying. It's a lot of D-League MVPs that's not even in the league right now. I believe Lakers got, what's that guy name? They called him Baby Mamba or Little Mama, little Black Mamba. Dude just Goutlock. Yeah, Goutlock was balling one year in the D League. So you never know. I'm quite sure that it's going to be some games where what's his name? Russell's going to be going down to the D League. Going down to the Defenders to get some reps, to get some playing time in. And I imagine if Kobe had to be able, if there was a D League back then where he could go to, I'm pretty sure Kobe would go to the D League, get some playing time, because I remember Eddie Jones was on the squad back then. So I'm just saying that the summer league, it's very exciting to watch basketball during the summer, but there's no way you can know. It's just like the NBA draft. There's no way that you can know who's going to be the future superstar. Now let's just go over the number 2 picks. The last 10. Let's start in 2005. You got Marvin Williams. He turned out to be a bust. You have LaMarcus Aldridge. So that's 1 out of 2. You got KD. That's 2 out of 3. Beasley was a bust. Tabit was a bust. Evan Turner was a bust. Derek Williams was a bust. MKG still kind of young. You can't really tell, but it looks, from all indications, it's looking like he's not going to pan out as far as like being a superstar. But he may be a good role player. Oladipo, he's pretty good. I would say that's not a bust. So that's 3 out of I don't know how many. Parker, he's good. That's like the 4th one out of 9. That's the 4th one out of 9. So Parker is I'm pretty sure he's going to be special. But he had an injury, so that's probably how Clarkson got on the first team, because Parker was injured. Russell, we don't know. I don't know. A lot of those errors he made, a lot of those turnovers that he made, it's just part of adjusting to the league and all of that. But he had a lot of turnovers. He has to work on his turnovers. He has to work a lot to work on in his game. He still needs a lot of work. But he's special. To me, he's a special talent. The reason they picked him over Moutier was because they felt that D'Angelo Russell had a better shot than Moutier. And you could tell Moutier plays with a fire. He plays with a certain type of aggression. And he's going to be good in this league. So you have a lot of guys say, oh, we should have got Moutier. If the Lakers would have drafted Moutier, all hell would have broke loose. Picking him over Jahlil Okafor. D'Angelo Russell was kind of like, well, yeah, we can kind of see it. But had they would have picked Moutier or these other guys, all hell would have broke loose. All right. So, speaking of the summer league, Jeremy Lin back in July 15th 2010 had a game against John Wall. Now remember when John Wall came out, he was like the big deal, like big pick. Everybody gave a standing ovation to John Wall. But by the fourth quarter, everybody switched up on him, and they was like, you know, chant for Lynn, because Lynn had a 11-point game, and like a week later got to deal with he had an 11-point fourth quarter, and it ended up a week later getting a deal with the Dallas Mavericks because of that game. And he was like an undrafted guy out of Harvard, point guard. Nobody knew him. They, this dude ain't right. We know whatever. It's kind of just taking him as a joke. And he had some success in New York. And the thing was, systems really matter. He's a fast break system. He really worked well under D'Antoni. I believe that time it was just some stuff going on where he had the freedom to play. But as he kept playing, people figured out, they studied tape on Lynn, and they figured out that Lynn wasn't what he appeared to be, because they studied his tendencies. They studied which way he drives, so that's why he didn't pan out, you know, from being a summer league, basically a summer league, D-League guy, until, you know, they figured out his tendencies. But, I mean, he didn't get drafted, so he's doing pretty well for himself. So back to the draft. A lot of these guys that got drafted, I mean, come on, man. You know, some of these guys, when they get, if they could go back in time, they would not draft these people that they would draft. But it's no way for us to have a time machine and fly into the future and see what there's no way for us to see that. I mean, if you knew what Kawhi Leonard would be, yeah, a lot of teams would go after him. If you knew what Klay Thompson would be, a lot of teams would. If a lot of guys knew about Jordan Clarkson would have got drafted in the top 10, you know. So there's no way for us to tell. All right, like, will D'Angelo Russell be a bust? I don't know. I don't think so. I think a lot of those turnovers he had, they were bad, but a lot of those a lot of those passes that he threw that didn't convert, was the offensive awareness wasn't there from the other players. Now, so all my NBA 2K GMs and my, you know, if you have a player that's a creative player and you turn their offensive awareness up to 80 or 90, automatically a scrub becomes like pretty damn good. So the offensive awareness is there. That's what I mean by intangibles. He has the offensive awareness. He does need to work on his shot. His shot looked a little flat. He looked like he needs to be, you know, getting in that gym, getting a couple more shots up. He needs to be working on his game, but he's going to be working with Steve Nash, and Steve Nash is going to show him how to play. As I said before in the video before, him and Clarkson are allegedly about to work with Steve Nash. We've seen what happened with Clarkson. So Clarkson's looking like he's doing pretty damn good. So let's just wait and see. And I heard he worked out with CP3 at one point. So, I mean, I don't know. Will he be a bust? I don't know. Because if he's not better than Okafor in Lakerland, that's a bust, you know, because Okafor looks like pretty damn good. He looks like a sure thing. Now, let's just say we drafted Okafor, everything would probably change. We probably wouldn't have a point guard. I mean, we would have Clarkson. And probably, I mean, we don't know how it would have worked out. We probably still would have had to trade for Hibbert, and it would have been Hibbert at the center, Okafor at power forward, and Russell at the 3. He's kind of like that Odom style. He can play point forward, like where he can be a power forward, but he can run the point. It's kind of weird. His game is pretty. I like it. Kobe would have been running the 2, and like I said, Clarkson running the 1. Who knows? That's probably a good team. If they was able to pull off a Ty Lawson trade, then yeah, you got a pretty damn good team. You probably got an 8th spot team. But right now, we're not really playing for the 8th spot. We're just playing to develop the young talent that we got. Now Clarkson's just head and shoulders above everybody else because he already had that year of grooming. And a lot of these guys, Randall and Russell, I'm quite sure they're going to be in that D League, getting their reps up. And that's what we're going to, I mean, that's what we're going to see. But it's a lot of NBA 2K GMs. It's a lot of fantasy league GMs saying, you know, ripping the management or whatever. But almost on every team, on every squad, if you can go back in time, they can go back and say, yeah, we should have got this guy. Pretty much the NBA draft is just like, let's just not F up. Let's just pick somebody we know that'll work good for us. Like Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown is just, he got picked in the second round, but he's pretty damn good. I mean, I really like his game. I think that he knows what that's the type of player you like. A guy that just knows his role, just going to, you know, like I say, he got a Danny Green kind of swag. You know, he played defense, he hit threes, and he's going to show up. He's going to play hard. I mean, what more can you ask for? He's a solid pick. So more than likely, you know, he's going to be around in the league for a while because he knows his role and he knows how to do it well. So, I mean, let's see. D'Angelo Russell, let's see. I mean, the work he has to put in, but he has the offensive awareness. That's the intangibles I'm talking about. Yeah. So like, comment, subscribe. Peace.